What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I'm back, man. Shit, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. I know you guys were probably expecting me to put something out early this morning, but today is my cruise control day. It's my tune-up day. I hit parts of the body that I normally don't hit during the week, people. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm telling you right now. Check it out, people. Nothing to it but to do it, people. I'm trying to tell you, shit, man. If you guys are still struggling, not knowing what to do, you need to get at me, man. I have that blueprint. But anyways, yeah, people. I've been having a lot of people reach out to me, and I appreciate it. And once you get started on becoming that best version of yourself, there's no turning back, man. It becomes an addiction, actually a good addiction, and that's what I'm into nowadays. Being on top of my A game. As you can see, I'm 53, I'm ripped, I'm fit. The proof is in the pudding. I just showed you. What more do you need to see? But anyways, people, I'm going to touch back on doing time in Soledad State Prison. One of my guys asked, what did I mean by Code 4, resume normal program? You see, doing time, back when I did time was different from nowadays, some people may look at all the pegadas that were going on at the yard that I was at this current day. They would probably think it was a junkyard, but there was more to it than that, people. Because I was a youngster there. I was new to the system, the first joint I hit, and there was a lot of lifers there. So it really wasn't none of my business. It was none of my business what was going on. So I really paid it no mind, and like I said, I didn't see nothing, I didn't know nothing, and I didn't hear nothing. But resume normal program is basically you go back to your regular program. There's no lockdown. There's nothing taken from you. Program is ran as usual. So on this yard right here, when shit happened, that's why they called it the meat wagon, because there was a lot of people that were being hit on that yard, for whatever reasons. I'm sure there was good cause behind it, because it wasn't just to hit a person. Someone messed up somewhere down the line. But anyways, yeah. So back to regular program, the day passes, next morning comes, rise and shine, baby. Work release. There they go. The homies go. My Sally goes, because like I said, my Sally's been there for a minute. He was an electrician, and good ass electrician too, man. If you guys are familiar with stingers, woo-wee, my boy used to build some stingers that would heat your water in seconds. I mean, it was like having a V8 on the end of one of them little plugs. But anyways, after they did the work release and all that, I got my roll ready, my shower roll, my warichi, and got suited, got booted, and headed out to yard. You know what I mean? Because it was really nobody hanging out there. You came out to yard. I was there. I was out there all day. Most of the time, I would sit out there for the full yard and then come in at the end of the day and hit the showers, depending what I had planned for that day. You know what I mean? Because I was taught by a wise man to not run that same program every day, because there's always someone watching your program. You know what I mean? They learn everything about you. So I would always throw a wrench in the machine. You know what I mean? Throw people off. Because like I've said in the past, when you think no one's watching, there's always somebody watching. And when you think no one's listening, there's always someone listening, people. Words of wisdom to live by, especially if you're going to start your criminal career, which I hope none of you guys do, because that road is a dead-end road. It's all boo-boo. There's false promises there that it's just not worth taking, people. Trust and believe, man. I lived it. I've done it, and I've opened my eyes, and there's more to life than sitting behind them walls. And I've also been told that by wise men as well. I was a very good listener, very, very good listener. When it came to my older homies, the older camaradas, the wise men that spoke, you know what I mean? yeah, I would listen real good and soak up the knowledge. You know what I mean? Because this is knowledge that you cannot get in college. But anyways, people. So yeah, you go about your routine. You go out there, walk a couple laps, drinking Warichi. You and your camarada, your homie, right there in Soledad. A lot of homies from my neighborhood. We were deep. We're deep everywhere we go. If you're familiar with my neighborhood, we're deep. Especially the Valleros from all parts of the San Gabriel Valley were deep. SD was really deep out there as well. There was a gang of homies from San Fernando Valley as well. Good homie I remember from Pacas, man. The only individual I've ever seen come off of that handball court playing like, a couple hours of handball and small ball too, with no gloves and all that. And no, actually, he would come off the weight pile and go and play handball with a small ball. And like, he was a gunslinger, man. This dude was good, man. My boy, if you're still out there, you remember who you are. This fool was ripped. He looked like a Mr. GQ. I'm not going to say his name, but the homie was from Paca. So good dude, good homie right there. Gang of good homies up north, man, right there in that yard. I mean, everywhere you go, you got good homies. It's just sometimes attitudes change depending on where they're doing their time at, And I've never been one to do that. Even when I came down south to do my tiempo, I could have went with the flow, but nah, I'm cool. We in there, we all representing a cause and supporting one another. So that's the way I believe. I don't care what area you were from. As long as you abide by the rules, you're in good standings. Shit, you good with me, baby. But yeah. Anyway, so we do a couple laps, and usually we'd end up at the weight pile, hit the weight pile. You know what I mean? Get our feria, get paid. Work out for an hour or so. Do our thing. This is a smooth running day. Okay, I'm gonna give you a smooth running day. There's not every day where somebody's going to get blasted. Obviously not, you know what I mean? But it happened quite often right there in that yard that I was at. It actually happened a lot in that joint because I would hear the other yards go off as well. I never got any insight what was going on over there, but I more or less knew what was going on over here on this side where I was at. Yeah, but a smooth running day, man. This is like I said, my salary would get released, go to work. I'd get my stuff ready, boom, hit the yard, have my Warichi, and it was cold up there, man. In Soledad, raining like a motherfucker, boy. But we'd be out there walking our labs, getting our feria in the weight pit, and go about the business. Once we get done, we'll go kick it with the homies. If you want to get in line for the phone, because they had lines, phones right there that ran back to back, and one side was for us, and the whites, and I'm not gonna say the woods, because people they explain how they got that name, the Wood title. It's a little different for where I come from, how they earned that name Wood, and I'll get back to that topic one day. But that goes back to the county jail, how they earned that, and I'll tell you guys how they earned that name, the Woods. In there was woods and splinters. Splinters got shook and shaken and got removed. Woods were solid and ran with it. So that's how they got that name. But I'll get into more detail about that later on in another story. But anyways, people, yeah, so a smooth running day, you know what I mean? We'll go get our feria, walk labs, drink Warichi, and like I said, they had thermoses out there filled with Warichi. Some homies would bring their own little things filled with coffee, I was fairly new there, so I didn't really have too much yet. But I had plenty, you know what I mean? Especially since the state back then, they fed you real good. They provided coffee out there in the yards, but I was fortunate to have land in a place that had a very big ranfla, and not only that, it's just landing in a place up north where there was that carnalismo, that camaraderie there, lot of good love, Southside love right there, and it went with all the other races as well too, you know what I mean? You've seen that there was a good structure. I can't really speak for the blacks because I know they say differently now, and I know it's ran differently in the county. Them cats, they always running fades with one another. But in the joint, I didn't really see that division between them. They ran pretty tight during the time that I was there, So my story is going to be a little bit different than the others that break it down in there. And you got to always keep in mind, it depends where prison you're at. So anyways, like I said, back to this smooth running day. I know I'm bouncing around everywhere. You got to bear with me, people, because I'm not a storyteller. So I'm just giving you a recollection of what I remember and how it was resuming normal program. And it just consisted of a regular day, back to normal routine, you know what I mean? Walk laps, homies would bust spreads, would kick it at our tables, chop it up, talk shit to one another, clown one another, go play horseshoes. They had horseshoes out there. Man, there was this one white dude, the little leprechaun. This fool was unbeatable. Nothing but ringers. But anyways, I forget that cat's name. He's funny. That fool looked just like a fucking leprechaun too. He was in there for some white collar bullshit, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? But he was a cool cat. But anyway, so yeah, that was like a normal program. You know what I mean? There was always someone getting blasted, something going off. You know what I mean? Whether it been in the hall or out there in the yard. But yeah, that fucking meat wagon was always picking somebody up. And no, it wasn't a trash yard. It was just something bigger than that. And you know, like I said in the past, this yard that I landed on, there was a lot of lifers there. So you know, whatever was followed from wherever they came from was taken care of. You know. As far as myself, it was none of my business. I was pretty new to the system and trying to learn what was going on, and you know, trying to get as much education as I can out of all of the older homies, because obviously they knew what they were talking about. The big rochas, everybody knows what we're talking about, how we clown them. Yeah, good homies, man. I got a lot of love for them homies. There were some individuals right there that didn't belong there, man, and there was individuals that really did belong there. Some sick-minded motherfuckers, man. But you know, it is what it is. You know, everybody suffers from their own demons. But yeah, so I wanted to touch on this. I know this might be a boring story to some of you guys, but tomorrow I'll bring it back to you. How something else jumps off in the weight pile, and as usual, code 4 or yard recall on something like this, but it goes back to normal program. No cell food, no cell eating, no lockdowns, back to regular program, back to the chow hall. And that's another thing I need to speak on too. That chow hall, that particular chow hall was a dangerous chow hall. Well, it could have been. And the reason is because there was a gunner in there. That gunner didn't have a block gun. That fucking hoorah had a Mini 14. So if something hit the fan in there, guaranteed that bullet's going to ricochet in there. So that's what made it dangerous in there. But anyways, people, I just wanted to bring you a short, quick story. Yes, you might find it a little boring, but I'm only talking on what one of my guys had asked me about normal program, resuming normal program. So I'm touching on that subject. If you guys want to hear anything else, let me know. But until then, get up and get yours. Stop the fucking procrastinating. I just showed you proof at the beginning of this video. OG's 53, ripped and fit. What's your excuse? I'm telling you now, whatever excuse it is, it fucking stinks, just like everyone's asshole. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. I have the blueprint. Now get up and get yours. Let's do this.